Welcome to another edition of the Pearl Polto Show. I always say at the beginning of each show, what does it take to get your attention? And today, it's going to go to the heart and soul of everybody out there. And before I forget, though, next week, my guest is the co-host, WWDB, psychic, world-renowned Valerie Morrison. The topic is, where is heaven? Well, heaven is here tonight. I also, before we start this show, I want to thank the city of Philadelphia for putting up the stop sign on our street with so many accidents, and thanks to the policemen and firemen that stood in back of me to help the projects of my community. I especially want to thank, and I know they're watching out there from the city of Philadelphia, Richard Sanders for making this happen. You put up a good accident, so people, the community should stick together, and this is what it's all about. Before I bring on and my special guest, I always like to make my guests feel comfortable. When a doctor is on, I had my scrubs on. When Bonnie was on, I had the bandstand shirt. And I said, how can I make this person feel special? Well, I have a shirt. I love Josie, and on the back of it says, she should know. So that's what I wore tonight. But everyone out there is having fun with Crazy Week. It was like a train coming in, and everybody ran with it. The car wash, the police station, the sign on my car, which you see right here, everyone in the community wanted to be a part of Crazy Week. And I hope the disc jockeys out there do the same thing, run with it until we hear Crazy Week is #1 on the charts in the U.S., and not just overseas. You know, when it comes to the singers in the past, many songs that became a hit, Walking After Midnight, I Fall to Pieces, we all remember them because of the titles. Well, Josie also found that title. How many of us during the day and week have a crazy week where we can't even explain it? And this one singer comes up with the words, even if I had fun, and I had fun during this week with the police station, with the car wash. Even the car wash is saying, Pearl, can we use that? Crazy Week for 1 week, a special price. And now the people are running with this Crazy Week. Nothing seems to amaze me with my guest tonight. She's not only a singer, she's a songwriter. She's the head of many organizations. And also she started the popcorn business as of yesterday. But I know, she's probably laughing now because everybody thinks that she's with this popcorn business, but she's not. But don't worry, people. She's truly a country and western singer. And before the night, she's going to be laughing a lot. But I can assure you, as a country singer, she's going to be crying too, knowing her, because I know her mom and dad as well, and I hope to see and meet her mom and dad in the spring. So if you're watching, hi, Mom and Dad. Sometimes the best sounds, let's get serious. Sometimes the best sounds come out of our mouth is the biggest gift to the people. In talk and in song, and in many singers write their best songs through joy or sadness through the years. But we're all related to these songs in one special way because these words have affected us in some way. Some people come and go into your life who sees that talent and helps us along. Well, guess what? These are experiences that I went through as a singer-songwriter for my books, and I want to share it with the people. And some of us have the power to share. My guest today has all the above. I used to be a fan of Patsy Cline, but I'm a fan of rock and roll. But sometimes in your life you hear a person with a voice. And that voice that comes from that person touches you. Well, it touched me and it touched my soul. And I hope it touches, I didn't say people, I hope it touches every disc jockey out there. Disc jockey out there to play these songs over and over again and not let another country take this gift away from us first. We know better. With the world's problems, there's a lot of problems in the world, and this is the music side of it. But just because I write songs, and just because I sing them or other people does, we need other people in our lives to understand that they can't have all the power. And that's disc jockeys, to help us when we want them to run with it. In my day, a person and a singer remembers always the first disc jockey. I did, who played my first record. And I was an unknown. And that was Dean Tyler, Person of the Year, the broadcast pioneer as a singer. You never forget the first person that plays your song. And even though their job is to play songs, your job is to appreciate what's going on. As I said to my guests, sometimes you have to pass the torch. Sometimes you have to recognize that, you have to let the whole world recognize when you see talent. I'm not a psychic, but I do see her in Nashville with millions of people watching her talent. And I'm at the bottom floor with her, and I hope every disc jockey out there feels the same way. When I think of Josie, there was a movie out there one time. It was called Brian's Song, with two football players that had a friendship and a love. And we all felt the love that went into that film if you watched it, especially the words at the end. And then somebody comes into your life that shows you the meaning of unconditional love. Not love, unconditional love, where the entire world would stop and you would give up everything for that love, whether it be husband, wife, mother, child, or even a close friend. I have experienced it in the past, where many still to this day doesn't know the meaning. So what do? We buy CDs, we buy records, and we know the person singing it. And we know how they know how we're feeling. And we let them know we appreciate them through the radio, through listening to them, through buying their CDs. So be a singer and songwriter myself. Years back, I know why I wrote my music, to let the people know they weren't alone. You hear a lot about this person, singer-songwriter, and you hear about the person and you become a fan, but you really don't know who they're all about. You really don't know about them. I have dealt in my future with radios and TVs. I've dealt with many stars, singers in my years. And you know what? We used to fly them into Philadelphia at times to be on the radio at times. And let me tell you about the character of this person. Let me tell you. It's not just her voice. So when she sings her songs, it's the heart that you have to listen to, which I did. I told her I would love to see her, the #1 hit in the Philadelphia area, so I can fly her in here to Philadelphia. And I said to her I would put her up in a really high-class hotel or stay with my producer, Ron. And her words were, "Pearl, if I have to sleep on a couch, I would be happy." She tells me this, and, that brought tears to my eyes, but she didn't know it. Josie, tears came to my eyes that day because you were for real, the heart and soul, not just your music that makes it go along. And it makes me work harder. But I want to motivate every disc jockey, every person out there, every disc jockey in the entire world. I want to thank certain disc jockey stations, 98, 92, Shelley, Brian of the Country and Western in the Philadelphia area. I want to thank you for responding to me. I want to thank you for playing her song. And I hope you're watching this tonight and passing it to all your friends, as I did. Because Crazy Week just doesn't go by like this for the people's response. Disc jockeys out there, this is for you. You have the power. And let the people decide and make it happen. So all of us DJs out there and talk show hosts across the world, use this power and let Josie get the credit. It's her time. Now, before I bring her on, I said I had a little surprise for her. If you were tuning into Facebook, you've seen that Ron Homer, my producer, did a little comedy thing with Josie, his dog. There's his dog. We did it just for Josie. His dog, Shayna, we put on her CD. And every time we mentioned her name, she would run all over the place. And I said, Josie, you've turned this into a comedy sketch. At least I did, or you did. But Crazy Week, we turned it into a comedy sketch. Well, all the dogs around the country are also into Crazy Week, and they're all howling for you. And this is special. And we're going to get the dog singing. Ron's going to turn around. He's going to say, "What are you doing?" And this is what I did. Josie, this is for you.
What are you doing?
This is yours, you know. This is the country and western dog for Josie. I like to bring on Josie Brandon. Welcome to the Pearl Polto Show.
Hey, Pearl. You got me in tears over here.
I said that too. I told you I was going to make you laugh, I was going to make you cry, but I'm used to the tears. I'm used to the tears, but I'm also used to the laughter. But I have to watch what I say, because if your mom and dad are watching, hi mom, hi dad, I won't do it. I won't do it. But Josie, anyway, I received so much email when everybody's seen I was having you on, and I have to be honest with you, because and the reason why I said this at the beginning to all the disc jockeys was for a reason. I was also on the radio for 30 years and a long time, and Ron, my producer, when you're on the radio, you get books, and you get every singer, every actress, every publisher, every author to come on the show. And Ron said, we have this singer here, Pearl, what do you think? And I said, put it aside, I'm not into country and western. And he put it aside. And one person who I picked off from Facebook, and that was Bonnie, she said, Pearl, you have to hear this. And I did. Well, then, I went into like a shock treatment. I couldn't wait to come back to Ron to say, find this girl, find her. And he said, this is the one I was telling you about. So that's what taught me a lesson about disc jockeys out there, that you have to teach other disc jockeys, even though they think they have the power. But Josie, I'm hoping that after every disc jockey out there that listens to this, and Alan, if you're out there from Texas, I hope you keep on playing this over and over again until it's number one. Because Josie, I'm so glad to have you on my show.
Thank you so much. I feel so blessed to be here.
Well, I'm going to start asking you questions, because I talked to you a lot with it, and I said to you, this is going to be the quickest hour. It's going to be like 5 minutes to us. But it said here's one. When you were a little kid, who was it in your family that said, Josie, you have a voice?
Oh, wow. That's a great question. There was a defining moment at I sang at a school talent show, and there was a standing ovation. It was the first time I actually performed in front of an audience, and my sister is actually the one that came backstage. I got emotional, and my sister came backstage, and she said, Josie, this is your calling. This is what you're supposed to do. And that was pretty much the moment that I felt in my heart.
So you knew it?
At that moment, absolutely, yes.
Now, you see, and I did some homework on you too, as you know, and I was a little bit, I heard a song, and I listened to it, and it sounded like you were a child with it, but I have to ask you, how old were you when you first sang I Believe in Miracles?
Actually, that was probably about 7 years ago that I performed that song. I wrote that song actually when I was involved with an organization with children that had cancer. And I was so moved by the love that I saw around these children, and the effort that parents and people had around the world to help educate our kids on what cancer is. And this little girl had lost her hair and had lost a lot of the things that you would normally look at a child and obviously see there's a difference. And she had written a story, and I was just so moved by that I wrote that song.
Wow. Wow. I love it. I mean, it's a deep song, and people should, I hope you put that on your next record, CD.
It's amazing. I get so many people that ask me about that song. The one that you listened to was actually, it's a raw recording. It wasn't done professionally. It was recorded live on at the time a regular recorder, but it was so raw that we decided to keep it that way because it was so peaceful.
It showed the real you. Yeah.
Yes, and I put that on the thank you page of my website so that people can understand where I'm coming from. I'm a firm believer that God guides us, and that I do believe in miracles. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's definitely with it. It's interesting. We're going to go into you are naturally, which I just, when you told me, you're Italian, correct?
Yes.
All right.
100%.
What's your favorite meal? That's another question. What's your favorite meal?
You know, my mom is one of the best cooks out there.
We're going to find out. Whoa, whoa. Hey, Mom, lasagna, spaghettis?
Sure. Pasta. My mom makes homemade Italian bread. I mean, she can
Wow.
fix it up and make it into a wonderful pizza. I mean, it's endless. It's endless.
So what's your favorite meal?
I would say probably the pasta. My mom's got some awesome pasta.
So that's your favorite pasta with it. And one question I said to you before the show, and I thought it was ridiculous, but it said, you look like Pearl a little bit with the blonde hair. Are you related? No, we're not related. Uh, Now, the other question, and it's interesting how the questions that they want to know about somebody, not just the music, they want to know. And this was interesting because tell us what your day is like from the time you wake up in the morning. They want to know all this because they want to get to know and feel you and feel your music to see where you're coming from. So that's one of the questions I would ask. What do you do first thing you do when you wake up in the morning?
Well, that's a great question. My morning can start as early as 5 o'clock in the morning, and it's looking at my schedule and see what I have for the day. It could be anything from appointments to going into the recording studio, meeting with people for music video, concept and design ideas, and also doing community things. It just depends on what we have going on for the week, and I try to prioritize so that I can make sure I'm doing what I have to do to get the deadlines accomplished.
So you're just bam, 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 trying to get the whole day. What time do you go to bed at night?
Oh my goodness, that's a big thing here. And I go to bed quite late, probably like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning.
Wow. So from 5 o'clock to 1 o'clock, you're running, running, running.
What are you doing up so late?
Well, I told you I never sleep, so maybe that's in our genes or something. I don't know.
It's creativity. I think it just flows at certain times of the night. It just flows, and then you just go with it.
Yeah, you're right there. A lot of my activity when I write things, it's at late at night. It's late at night because maybe it's quiet.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
What is your favorite, or no, who is your favorite artist, and what's your favorite song? Now, you had somebody that I would say, well, I liked Patsy Cline. Who's your favorite artist, and what is your favorite song?
Wow, I really love Barbra Streisand. I always have.
I seen her. I met her, I met Barbra Streisand. Yeah, yeah. That's your favorite?
Well, I would say that there was a song that she wrote that always resonated with me. It was called Where Is It Written? And it was from the movie Yentl. I don't know if you ever had a chance
Yes,
to see
I
it.
did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yeah.
It's about being limitless and following your dreams.
Yeah. Yeah, Barbra Streisand. There was another one. We had two. I had two famous ones. Barbra Streisand was one of them, and Celine Dion was another one. I made sure I talked to two of them and seen their concerts with it. Celine Dion was the second runner-up to Barbra Streisand. But what is your favorite song?
Song?
Yes, song. Philly accent here. What's your favorite song?
There's just so many because I have so much diverse types of styles of music that I like. But going back to listening to music probably for all these years, I would say I still am a big Barbra Streisand fan. And the song "Where Is It Written" is something that there's another song by Myron Butler called "Speak."
Oh wow! Yes.
I love the song.
I heard that. I heard that. You see, you're in the inside of you is so pure when it comes to, like, it's interesting that you said Barbra Streisand because she's not a country and western.
Yeah.
And yet, like, look at you, how you sing. Like, you put your heart and soul into it, like a Barbra Streisand, as you put it. But, and you have a voice, for me even, and I'm saying for me even, because years ago, under my producer, Frank Virtue, he used to call me and he used to say, "What do you think, Pearl, of this song? What do you think of this?" And I would say, "Nah, not going to become a hit. Nah, that one's going to become a hit." And it would become a hit. So in the future, he would say, "What do you think of this one? What do you think of that one?" And every one, for some reason, I had the year. They used to call it the year. I could predict, for some reason, what songs would make it, what songs wouldn't, and he would go by it. Well, with you, I mean, I was in a conflict because one, it's I should know. I love that. And then two was Crazy Week, and naturally we will make love. But I loved it because there you do have a hit with a few of them, and I see it, and I see it. I don't think you can actually, I'm not sure. I hope you could see how big your future is. But that's the next question. What's your biggest dream? Besides meeting me.
Just to inspire people through my music, through anything that I do, anything that I touch, is to inspire people in the right way, touch their hearts, open their minds, and to be a voice for good. That would probably be the biggest thing in anything that I do.
Do you do this from, like, we're going to go into some of your organizations, but do you do this because of your music? Do you want to touch people because of your music, or do you want to touch people to touch them to the point to help them out?
It would be a combination of both, because I feel there's something inside of me that it always has resonated with feeling people and understanding where they're coming from, and truly loving from a core standpoint. So my music is part of that, is that the creativity that's coming out of me, the song that's coming out of me is something that I'm either feeling for myself or feeling in something that I see. And it could be something sad, or it could be something that would be inspiring. But I'm hoping that whatever it is that I do, and I pray that I'm always doing something that will touch people in a way that makes them feel good about themselves and let them know that they're valued and they're loved, and that I appreciate the opportunity to actually to have them share with me. A lot of times people tell me such intimate details, and it just moves me on how strong they sometimes are, and they don't see it. And that's why I'm so moved.
Yeah, you touch people in many ways. That's why I was asking it, just not about the voice. But you see, there's many singers, songwriters out there, and and they make a hit, and then they come back, and it's done. But it goes deeper with you. It really does. It's the heart and soul. You put your heart and soul into it. But I'm seeing you with people that you do the same thing. If they're getting from your voice, if they're getting from the meaning of your songs, and if they're getting, and I know, being a songwriter myself, I know you put your heart and soul, you try to put your heart and soul into what you're writing because you're trying to touch the people. Am I right?
Yes, I mean, it's amazing when you have people of any age. I mean, when you have a child come to you and they're moved by something you did or saying, or you have an adult come to you, it's just, and you see the light in their eyes, the excitement, the energy, the warmth. That is what is the fire for me that just ignites so much excitement and passion to just keep doing what I'm doing.
Well, I was talking to an astrologist. She's going to be on the show in a few weeks, and we were talking about you. And it's interesting because the moon, as she puts it, is in Jupiter, whatever that means. We'll find out when she's on the show. But she said the energy that people puts out, and she said it's got you direct people, and people will come right back to you and do the same as you do. The direct energy that you're giving the people, you're helping them, but you feel this energy, and it's going to go above board. And now's the time, Josie. Now is the time to put this energy out to a lot of people. It's interesting, but you said Barbra Streisand, so that answers my next question. Are you into fast music, rock and roll? Do you like rock and roll, or do you just like ballads?
Love rock and roll. I love all kinds of music, to be honest with
Oh yeah, what's your famous rock and roll? Who's your famous group? Who's your famous group?
You know what? I do love Elvis Presley. I'm a big Elvis Presley
Oh
fan.
boy, I seen him too. I met him. He's up there on the number one.
There's just so many greats. I think part of doing the radio show too is it's given me the opportunity to do a legend showcase on the radio show, and it's been such a great opportunity to learn about all these amazing musicians and the way they started and what they went through, and the perseverance. And so it's all kinds of music. And Johnny Cash, I learned about Johnny Cash and loved him even more after I learned about him. And there's just so many different artists out there that I could honestly say that I love music and love to learn about them.
Johnny Cash is one of mine too. Believe it or not, as I said, I'm not into country, but I had a couple of them. Johnny Cash was "I Walk the Line." That was a
Yeah.
favorite. Yeah, that was a favorite one of mine with Patsy Cline with it because that was my father's favorite, Patsy Cline. And if my father was alive today, I constantly bring him up. But he would love you. He would really love you because that was his thing. Is sitting in the living room and just playing all country and western songs with it. And
And
you
I
would
and
go ahead.
I'm sorry. I said I love Patsy Cline. I mean, my first introduction to music was where my dad bought a whole bunch of records at a garage sale when he came to America. We got all these records, and I didn't know at the time how lucky I was that I actually got a hold of all these Patsy Cline records, and that was really my first introduction to the beauty of country music, and the voice of Patsy Cline is just unbelievable.
Did you think you sang like her? Because a couple of people did say. One of the people that's watching tonight said her father would love you because you sound like Patsy Cline.
Oh wow, God bless. You know what? I haven't been told that personally, but I consider that to be a huge compliment.
Yes, it
So,
is. Yes, yes, it is. Well, I think you are. I mean, I don't know. I agreed with her. She said, I have to make my father listen to this song and get the CD because she sounds like Patsy Cline. But, you never want to be sounding like anybody else. And I'm sure you'll agree with me there. You never want to sound like another recording artist because that's what they take you as. I think you have a voice so unique. So unique. It's like an in-between. It's in between a country, a ballad, Crazy Week. It's in between. See, you wrote these songs, and I want to know. I want to know personally, what made you write Crazy Week?
oh my goodness, I lived that week.
I watched that video over and over again, and I hope the people out there watch it too. What made you watch? What made you write Crazy Week?
So serious. I had the most craziest week possible, and I went to my keyboard, and it was like the Holy Spirit I was writing the song. It was done. I had written that song probably within an hour. The words came out, I felt it, I wrote it, it was done.
I love it because everybody in the Philadelphia area is going crazy with this Crazy Week. And I thought, and they're stopping me, and this is with the sign, the Crazy Week that was on my car, Crazy Week Josie. And as I said, the community that I helped with the police officer, and I had to drop something off at the police station, and they said, let me hear us. What am I listening to? And I told them, and they said, you got to hear the whole thing. I said, I can't. I'm in a rush. I got an appointment. Nope, you're not going to go anywhere. I said, then fine. Lock me up. But it came across, everybody is going crazy, and I thought, hey, you know what? This should do something with if everybody went crazy in Philadelphia, Crazy Week. I hope I can stress this all over the world where they say, I'm having a crazy week. Josie, play the song. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see how people relate?
What I love about that song is it's just so real. There's authenticity in that song because all of us have a crazy week in our own way, but we can all relate to having a bad hair and missing the appointments and getting to the bank and all those other things and running out of gas. I mean, anything you could possibly imagine that you don't want to happen that week happens,
I had the time of my life with Crazy Week. I had the time. I had so much fun. I had all the people from the firemen to the police officers to the neighbors to strange people. I had so much fun with Crazy Week because everybody wanted to be a part of it. So, and I said to them, and they all wanted to know where to get the CD. We'll do it at the end. But who taught you, and what do you do? When you play the guitar, the piano, what instrument? On Crazy Week you play the guitar, but what instrument do you play?
Are you prepared for this, Pearl?
Uh-oh. Go ahead.
My very first instrument, believe it or not, was an organ, okay? My father...
Go ahead.
Literally with hardly anything in the pocket. Okay, so I wanted a keyboard so bad, and obviously, they coming to America and all these other things. You're going through all these transitions. My dad came home. He bought an organ at a church. Actually, I think he may have gotten it for free, but he brought it home, and that thing was like he put it into the basement, and I literally drove my brother and sister crazy. I mean, I was on that thing day and night. They were yelling through the vents to turn that thing down.
Well, were you playing it or were you singing playing it?
I was playing it and I was singing. I was writing songs. I mean, as soon as that thing was downstairs, I was on it.
So you're playing this organ, but did you know how to play it?
I did not know how to. I played it naturally. I just played it, whatever came out of me. I just started playing it. Started playing with it. I never had formal training.
Okay.
So I started,
okay, as your father was yelling at you, did you come across any songs as you were playing this organ?
Oh yeah, definitely. I wrote a lot of songs when I was growing up, for sure, definitely. Which is why, again, my brother and sister were yelling through the vent.
Now, did your parents? Go ahead.
Seriously, they were running. I remember my sister yelling through the bedroom, heating vents. Turn that thing down. Okay? Time to go to bed.
Well, that organ now was in Philadelphia at a flea market. I think they got rid of it.
Rid of it.
Do they still have? Do you still have the organ?
No, I do not. I think my brother and sister are thrilled to pieces that is no longer. But no, and then I upgraded to a keyboard, obviously, and then I got some guitar lessons as well throughout the years. So, but my main thing that I play is really the keyboard. That's where I write all my music.
So you write your music, okay, for the piano, correct? But you
Yes.
know how to. Now, who taught you that?
Everything was self-learned. On the
Wow.
piano. I didn't have any formal lessons.
Wow. You see, this is what I mean by a gift. God has really given you a gift. He really has. And sometimes, I wish the whole world would see when people are gifted. And they will. Believe me, they will. The whole world's going to know about Josie Brandon by the time we're done. And I can assure you on that. And it's amazing. I get amazed when I hear about so much people with talent. And people doesn't know the name. And yet, talking to people, even in my area, in the Philadelphia area, when I say Josie Brandon, oh, I know who she is. So they all know. I mean, they've heard of you in every state. But my problem is not the people, Josie. My problem is I can't get across, and I will get across, to every disc jockey out there to pick up the phone to their friends and their friends and their friends. And this is what makes things happen. This is what makes it happen. It's circulation or Crazy Week or songs that you're writing. It's interesting, and sometimes you don't even know your own gift. But you do know your own gift, and I feel it. And when I said, what do you think your dream is? See, it wasn't just your music. It was everything. It was helping people. See, the people heard this in you. It's not just your music. It's everything. Speaking about everything, you have your own radio station, correct?
I don't have my own radio station. I was asked to do my own talk show.
Okay.
On a radio station. Yes.
And what do you do?
It's a 2-hour show, and we highlight everything from legends. I love getting songwriters from all over the country to submit their music. We play their music. I talk about the songwriters. I talk about the music. And we keep it real. We talk about legends. We talk about life. We talk about love. We talk about whatever it is that's going to get you feeling good and appreciated for the day and moving forward.
Are you on this every day?
No, it's with Oldies Plus, and it's on Fridays.
Okay, you're on every Friday. So everybody can tune in, correct? Like they can join you?
They can tune in. Now, what's happened because my music is now playing all over the country, so they do have someone filling in for the show right now. So I'm doing a 2-hour special once a month right now on the station.
Okay, so you're hitting everybody from the whole world, right?
Yes.
And then you are hitting everybody because I'm even getting emails. I have an email that heard, they went on Facebook, and she's probably watching right now, and I didn't get the country she was from, but she watched your video that I had on Facebook of you. And she emailed me then, and she said, when she wants help with her credit, because that's what I do. But and I said, and I wrote back to her that quick and said, of course I can help you. But she said, how do I get this? How do I get this CD? How do I get that? I live in another country, and my last response to her is, what country do you live in? So I'm still waiting for her. And if you're listening, what other countries? I know Japan, but what other countries have your song right now?
Oh my goodness, we're so blessed. We've got it in the Netherlands, in Italy, in France, in Malta, and we just heard that we just got it in Japan. So yeah, it's amazing. I mean, and to be honest with you, even with the DJs, I've been so blessed.
I know.
There are so many DJs who just from the depth of their hearts have just played the music and shared the music, and I just got so many people to thank that this has turned out to be what it is. It's people that believed in me from the very, very beginning. And Joe Triano from New York.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, played my music and the whole team there. I mean, it's just been amazing.
I'm amazed too. Like Alan Price, he's sitting there. I know he's watching there tonight, and he can't wait to get your CD. And he said he all these other disc jockeys. See, but it's still the old strum, where disc jockeys get the magazines and the old, but they have to hear and they have to realize the powers in the people. It's what we as a consumer wants to hear. And it's the disc jockeys. Sometimes some of them have the power, some of them keep the power. And I know, because I've been there. I've been on both sides of the coin. So I do understand when it comes to that, when it comes to people's music. But I learned a valuable lesson. I learned it myself, even with you, when I said to Ron, put it aside, I'm not into country and western, but it takes another person. And then when I heard you, the floor dropped, because I thought, wow, this woman has a voice. She's got a voice. And when I see something that I like, I panicked. And Ron will tell you, where is the score? Get her, get her. And I panicked because I'm Italian, for one. But I panicked because I had to find out how to get a hold of you. And when I see something that I like, I have to tell the whole world as well. But you had one negative in here. It says 20% of the people likes your hair black, and 80% said, Josie, we want the blonde back. I don't know what that's all about, but what made you turn your hair dark?
Well, we're doing a music video, so we ended up going. I tried to bring a little versatility. They might see me as a redhead in a week. Who knows?
You're kidding.
Yeah, so I might be blonde again. I might keep it dark. We'll see what goes with whatever the new thing that we're working on. But I love being a blonde. I love being. I'm a woman. We change our hair color.
I know. Let me tell you real quick about that one. I had black hair. And when I was in the recording business with Frank Virtue, I had black hair, long black hair. And Frank said, Pearl, if you're going into the country business, I said, I don't want to go into the country business. But he put a steel guitar in my song, and he said, you have to turn blonde. And my father said, quote, you turn blonde, you're out of this house. So I could not turn blonde until I moved out into my own place. And then when I turned blonde, that's when I did the recording, because that's what Frank, my producer, wanted it at that time. But it's interesting how people look at the hair and they associate hair with everything. Does that happen with you?
It does, but I'll be honest with you, Pearl. It's something that I feel for myself. You just have to be comfortable with whoever you are.
Amen. Good for you.
I'm not going to change my hair because whatever someone says that they think I look better as a blonde. And I do what I feel is right for me, and in this case, the project that we're working on, it's perfect. That what we're doing, and I love it. I actually love my dark hair. And
I like it too. I like you as a blonde. I like you as dark hair. I haven't seen you in red. This is going to be interesting too. But I think you have a face for all colors. And that's my answer to the people out there, because I think you have a face. Some people don't. You have a face for all colors, and you are right. It's not your hair. It's down deep inside. So, but yeah, some people will want this, some people want that, some people like to see, and some people are in habit oriented. When they see you first, let's say you have a CD and you're blonde, they think every song that comes out of you is going to be a blonde, and that this is what people expect. But you have deepness in you, and you had to learn it. I know you keep on saying about your parents. I know your parents are from Sicily,
yeah.
and they came over here, and Italians are passionate people, and I know your parents are, and you are, and this is what brings you out to the people. But the organizations, I was so impressed. I was so impressed, and I told you I was so impressed because you're like you do everything for divorce support teams. You do everything for I have it here. Turn your fear and loneliness and depression into power. It's like you're preaching to people, and you're getting a message across, but you're a singer and songwriter on top of it. You got a double whammy to give them. Is that how you see it?
Well, I'm just as real as anybody else. I've gone through the personal pains. I've gone through the transformation of feeling what it's like to be in that place, and I've also gone through the transformation of growth. And I know what it's like when you're able to evolve and get past that. And so often you see people that they may not have family, they may not have friends, they may not even be able to, communicate it the way that they probably should to get that release. So I'm just hoping to be, a voice for good, and inspire people to see that that God loves them, and even with the music on the radio, I give all the power to God.
Mm-hmm.
I put it out there. I do the best work I can. I'm totally myself, and I just pray that God's grace is all over it, and wherever it goes, it's destined to be, and we just continue to move forward. That's just my belief, and that's exactly what I want to do for anybody. That's what I would want to teach anybody if they're willing to be open to that.
Do you travel a lot, or you do stay in your hometown of Arizona?
I do travel a lot. It goes in spurts. It depends on what the projects are.
Mm-hmm.
But then there are great times also when I just get back home and just settle in and can focus on my work and get creative. Sometimes that quiet time is a great time to get refocused on what's right for you,
When you're at the studio or when you're at your piano, are you working on any new CDs, or I mean, I always say, what do people do? Just go, 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 or they keep on writing. Just like me, I keep on writing at times, and I say, this is my last book, and then I end up writing another one. So,
it's like a painter. You can go somewhere and be so inspired by something that you see, something that you hear, and then go to your canvas and you want to paint. The same thing with music. I mean, I could be talking to someone, I could be seeing something, and then come home and be totally driven to write something on my keyboard. In fact, last week I just wrote a gospel song.
Okay.
I was so something that I experienced that I literally came home and wrote a song wrote a gospel song last week. So it just depends. It's creativity is something that you don't always sometimes plan for. It comes out of you.
It just comes out of you.
Oh.
So you are definitely gifted. Did that gospel song, did you give it a title?
Yes, I did.
Well,
give me a minute here. Let me see. I don't even remember the title. I think I told you. I can't remember the title, Pearl.
that's okay. Can you sing us a bar? That's okay.
It's More Like Jesus. That was the title.
Okay.
More like
Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Which is okay. That sounds. I do remember, Neil. I do remember. Now, is this going to be just like a CD just for gospel music, or combined with your other music?
I have been so lucky and blessed that people coming into my life in this next phase of it is we're doing a lot of different genres of music. One of them is being gospel. So I will still be doing my music, but just like any other artist, they've always had that one side of gospel music that they always released. When they were filled with that spirit, they were compelled to write, and then they released that song. So the gospel side is more of a personal process for me right now, and we'll see what happens as far as getting it recorded and released.
It's nice though, because when people deal with the heart with it, you have. I mean, there's certain things that that people will say about you, and there's no negatives, because they all see when a person is a singer, they see your heart and soul. You're more into your heart and soul, but when you're trying to make the boast, let's say you want to show the whole world what you're all about, and you're crying the blues to say, I want the world to see what I'm all about. And sometimes it's frustrating for singers and songwriters and for authors or whatever, it's frustrating. But sometimes, you just said it with this gospel, when you're blessed, it just goes bam, 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 and God puts the right people in your life at the same time, at the right time.
Yes, yes. You know, and at the end of the day, Pearl, I think what's most important for me is that people love me for me. You know, it's not. I don't want to do something because it's all about image or anything like that. This is who I am. Love me for who I am, and that's the journey that I want to be on.
And that's the journey you are on because when you say, love me for who I am, well, that's what, when you said, I'll sleep on a couch, I'll be happy. Oh, you know how many people we have put in the Philadelphia area, especially where, we had to get up the high class hotels. And when you said that to me, I thought, oh my God, she's such a down to earth person at the same time.
Yes, well, you know, it's one of those things that, well, when you feel connected with somebody, when they're family, you know, you don't want them paying for a hotel. I mean, you
Yeah.
know, I remember when my parents came to America, and you know, my aunt came to America, all the family came to America. We were sleeping, you know, in different rooms and stuff. We were together as a family when we went to go visit, you know, out of
Yeah.
town to visit family, and you didn't have to go, you know, the 9 miles to get a hotel. We were together as family. That was the vacation. You were together.
Yeah.
And that's how I felt like when you had offered that. I felt connected to you. I didn't want you to spend that money. I mean, I would have loved just to spend time with you, and that's really truly how I feel. I
Yeah, but
mean,
that's not the average singer today, Josie. You're special. This is not the average singer today because many singers are in the Philadelphia area that we had to fly in from all phases. And yes, they wanted that hotel. So that's what that, when I said you didn't realize it and you didn't know it, that put a tear in my eye because I thought, she's so for real. When I said to Ron, yeah, she would stay in your home. So people don't say this today, especially people, when you're singer and songwriters, you have a lot of fans out there. And you have fans, as I said, for Brian's song, people don't really understand the meaning of the true word, love. They say it, but they don't understand the meaning of it. And they buy CDs for the songs. They listen to it like Barbara Streisand, or they're listening to songs that even she sang, Memories and all. You're listening to that person, and that person understands you. That person is communicating with you in your car, your living room, and they're actually singing to you because hey, they can relate to me. And they can't relate to me if they want to stay in a high-class hotel and not ever to say, well, I'll sleep on your couch. Don't worry about it. And, it's amazing. You're a true person. It's not just a singer-songwriter. And as I said, I will repeat it again. When I did homework on you, I was so impressed. I felt blessed because I was impressed with you. I've done a lot in my life, but not as much as and I try to help people every which way I can. And this is why I think we're connected.
yes, and you know what? The first thing that comes to my mind, Pearl, is the genuineness and that's inside of you. I mean, part of what comes out of me is what I'm also feeling in you. You know, I felt that love immediately, and I felt the genuineness. And you know, when you have that kind of synergy and that kind of connection, you can't help but want to be in the presence of that person.
Yeah.
It's just a natural. So as much as you think that I have done for you, I want you to know that you have done for me in so many ways that, I mean, literally when you were talking at the beginning of the show, I was in tears. The fact that you've done so many wonderful things on my behalf, and there's been so many people that have done that. I am constantly amazed. I'm constantly grateful, so grateful, and it makes me believe even more that God is ever present. And you put something out into the world, and if your heart's in it, God does the rest of the work.
Well, I think he connected us definitely for a reason, and we're soul sisters, as you put it. But I really do believe it because the connection that I have, what I've done the same thing same thing almost. It's like we're on the same page. It's really weird, but it was strange that you said that because I said to Ron, "Do me a favor, put a car cue up. I don't want her crying on the, I don't want her crying on it. If she cries, put it up so I can make her laugh again." Because this is what I'm saying. The passion in you is so sensitive, and I thought I can't do it. Her mother will yell at me, and so will her father. But you go ahead.
If there's one thing that I really would want someone to know out there is that if they believe in something, to believe in themselves, to put it out there, and always going to have people out there that might question the journey that you're on or what you believe in. But if you truly believe in yourself, don't let anything or anyone get in your way. Just move forward. If you know it's on the right path and you're serving whatever it is that you know, for me, it's all about feeling connected to God and moving in that direction. Because all of this happening, Pearl, is a miracle. And it's a miracle that every single day, I thank God. I just thank God everything that's happened. It's amazing to me. It truly is.
Well, here too, it's a miracle because one, you're in my life now, and two, I used to say things about everything is bam, bam. With my life, everything would come in succession, and I couldn't understand why. And one person said to me one time, if you keep on doing good in life, it's going to come back, and it's going to come back over and over and over again. And sometimes you don't believe in it because you're trying so hard, and then all of a sudden, bingo, it happens, and then the right people's put into your life, and you're at the right place at the right time. And everything is like not a coincidence. I don't believe anything is a coincidence. I don't believe anything. Even with you, I don't think anything is a coincidence with you. And I get frustrated at times when I hear your music and then I see you on the videos and all, and then I talk to you. I'm saying, I hope she really realizes how precious she really is and understands it and not just working so hard with the people. I hope she gets it. I hope she gets it to say, hey, I have this gift. You do, real. I see it tonight. You do know you have this gift from God, and you do know, and you're using it. You're using it to your fullest. I can't, like I said, say enough that I'm glad to even know you. But it's touching. It's really touching when I talk to you, and people don't know that we talk for hours and hours and hours. But and even then, it's not enough. Because,
Yeah.
You could talk to you for hours, and I can imagine the songs. No wonder why I play your songs and over and over. It's worn out. I need a new CD. But I know, because it's you. It's you. It's coming through your voice with it. If a person wants to, let's say, now you tell us now, I could tell them, but they can go to my website. But if a person out there, everyone out there, and please, I beg you, you understand what we're talking about. You understand what I'm talking about. When you hear the songs, I'm going to tell you, you're not going to want to put it down. You're going to want to hear it again, again, again. I mean, I should know, the Crazy Week, when we make love, every little thing is so passionate, and you feel the passionate inside of her. You actually feel it. And I did, and everybody out there, tomorrow, tonight, when the show is over, or if it goes on, you stream tomorrow, you have to really realize these singers, they are people. They love, they hate, they cry, they laugh. They do. They're normal, everyday people that were in touch of your life. And if you're having a problem, you're going to know, because we're singing this song for you, and I know Josie is. Because this is where I think she gets her music from. If somebody wants to purchase your CD, where do they go?
Well, it's distributed nationally now, internationally. So they can go to Amazon, iTunes. They'll be able to get a digital download. But if they want a personal CD, signed, a picture, then they would go to josiebrandonmusic.com.
And there, people, to get your attention to make it quicker, you can go to my website. You can go to my website, www.pearlpolto.net, and on the bottom of it, it says affiliation. Push the button, Josie. It goes right to her website to make it easy for you. And then you can order it right there. So you go to my website, push the button, or we even have an Amazon affiliated if you want to download it. But if you just want to make it easier, we're trying to make it so easy on you to push the button, go right to her website, and then you can order it right from her. And you said, now I'm going to give out an offer too, and I know, when I do my shows, I get so many more clients after that. People in this country have credit problems, and everybody's hurting, and they're trying to get the love, they're trying to get it. But everyone that in the future, not the past, because I got thousands of them, the flyers are already going out, but any new client that I get as of tonight will receive a free CD of Josie's Crazy Week. And that's my gift to you for the holidays as well. And so I want everybody to see. I want this to turn number one. I know you do, Josie, but I want this to turn number one.
Thank you, Pearl. You know what? I have to acknowledge Ken. Ken is from Chicago. Ken and Bo my Batman and Robin team from Chicago. They have been unbelievable. This is, I just want to tell them that I love them and that they are my angels. And I am so grateful that God put them in my life.
Yeah, yeah. I spoke with Ken tonight, and as I told you already, yeah, you're right. He's a good person for you, but I may steal him, and he may steal me. You know, but the thing is that he's a good guy, really good guy. You know, I heard his father singing and everything else, though. But you see, it's all positiveness. People are feeling for other people, and 3 months ago, I didn't even know you. I didn't even know you. And he's watching right now, Ken. So he heard everything you said. He heard everything you said. I'm so glad your computer's working, Ken. So, you know, I'm not your computer guy. Ron is. But, you know, I'm glad you did call me to resolve it. But it's interesting. There's so many people out there that I'm hoping that this doesn't, I'm hoping this goes further and further and further, and you keep on writing. And I wanted to meet you so bad, and no, I will meet you. I definitely will meet you one day with it because you're a person I want to meet. You're a person that's positive. You're a person that's should be in my life, and I think God puts people in your life for a reason. You were in my life for a reason. I'm not sure why I'm in your life yet, you know, but
Well, you're like a sister. You know, we talked about soul sisters. There's so many things that we've had an opportunity to share as far as our journey, and the things that we talked about, it made me realize that there is a purpose and a plan for us meeting, and I just feel so honored and truly touched by every aspect of everything you've done. I mean, the signs, the crazy things you've done around the city. I mean, it's unbelievable. And you know, I probably should say that if anyone out there does a sign like that, I'll have my team send them a picture with like an autograph or something. We'll send them out. If you send them out, post it on Facebook. We'll send something out just to say thank you.
oh, that's sweet. That is sweet because that's what I do for my clients at times. That's exactly what I do. But every now and then I have an artist, or I love to my clients. I love to give them things so you know they appreciate it, and then say I do appreciate you. You know, I'm not just your consumer advocate, your credit expert. I appreciate you. But you bring the best out in people. You really do bring the best out in people, and I see it, and it's not going to end there. And I want to thank you, as I said, all the hours we talked. This hour went so quick, and I knew it. I said it's going to be like 5 minutes to us because we can go on and on and on and on, and it's amazing. I mean, but you're that person, and I'm that kind of person, you know. So it's. I'm still amazed. I'm glad I'm talking to you tonight, even, and.
I want to tell you that I love you, Pearl. I truly love you, and your energy and your passion and your truth is amazing to me. And I just want to say thank you.
Well, not you're welcome. You earned it. You deserved it. And not that many people. People are saying to you, well, Pearl's so cold to the bill collectors and all. But no, certain. You're not a bill collector. And there's sometimes people sees the other side of me. Tonight, they're seeing the other side of me because they're seeing the compassion side where I do have passion. I do have a lot of things that people never seen through me through all the years because I'm too busy fighting for the consumers and educating them, the same as you, but I'm in a different category. I'm too busy fighting for them, and you're teaching them, and it's such a difference with it. And you know what? I you know, for your last words to the people out there, what would you say?
I think what we're doing, Pearl, is we're loving them. We're not fighting or teaching. We're just loving them, and that's what I just want to do. I want to be the best at whatever it is that I do, and at the end of the day, just want people to know that they're loved and they're appreciated, and I'm having a great time.
And people out there, you heard it here first. I have asked Josie to do a theme song for the Pearl Polto show, so she's on here permanently.
The pressure, Pearl.
What? What did you say? I didn't hear that.
The pressure is on. The pressure.
Well, I'm serious. It's going to be on here permanently, so every time they hear the show, they're going to hear you. And then I thought part of the words was the popcorn. Fans, get your popcorn out. I thought that was so funny. So, you know, everything works in strange ways and all. Josie, I can't thank you. I can't thank you enough for coming on my show. This is the one show that, you know, I treasured so long, and I did so much and had so much fun. I had so much fun this whole couple weeks, and I'm not going to stop there either, because I said, told you what my mission is, to have this number one. But I had so much fun doing it. I loved it. The policemen, the firemen, everybody's laughing. Everybody's joking. Everybody is, even in my post office, everybody is like joining forces. And I thought, look what's happening. You're putting all these forces together, and everybody's laughing. Everybody's having a good time. And this is the girl that made it happen. Crazy Week. You were the person that made this happen. And I thought I had to share it with you. But when I seen you, out of your busy schedule, put that on my website, you know, when Ron said, Pearl, you got to look at this, I think I went into shock, because you're so creative. You're so creative. And I thought I was, being an author, but no way. No way. God has blessed you. God is, yeah, it's amazing. I want to thank you. You know where to get her CDs at. You know where to get her CDs? My website, or go to her website and see what she's all about. But please, people, if you want to hear what we're talking about today, I Should Know. That's my favorite. And it may be your favorite, but Crazy Week may be another favorite. Or there's so many songs on the album that are going to become number one. But one day, I see it. She's going to be in Nashville, and I hope to be sitting in that front row, you know, just looking at her saying, I knew it. I knew it. She made it, and I'm going to make sure she makes it, because I'm a determined person. Josie, I want to thank you. But to the people out there, don't forget, Valerie Marson, the psychic's on next week. She already did predict that Josie will have a hit, and we're going to talk to her about that next week. That's her show next week. Where is Heaven? Tonight, Heaven's right in here. Josie, I can't thank you enough. I will be talking to you really shortly. And God bless your mother, your father. But thank you.
God bless you too, Pearl. Thank you so much.
And next time, that's used.
Interest brings us all